Tony Mock has a certain spunk
Yeah, street
that
cred.
KGBs
Okay.
can't deny.
Okay, he likes this style. Okay.
Yes.
Okay, checks
He
out.
wants to know where he got those pants from.
Yeah.
And Tony Mock says, I'll let you know if you put me on your team.
Welcome to Kicking Trees, Canada's premier comic book podcast. I'm Carter,
And I'm Xander.
and today we're talking, what if Batman had a Sinister Six? So Batman, he and Spider-Man, they're famous for all their villains and how famous each of their villains are and whatever. But Batman, he doesn't have many villain teams. Spider-Man's villains like to team up all the time. There's multiple iterations of the Sinister Six. So today we're going to be discussing, what's it called in a baseball, fantasy baseball, when they're picking people for their teams. What's that called?
Fantasy baseball teams. Draft,
yes. So today we're going to be discussing who is our fantasy draft for Batman's Sinister Six. Would you like to go first?
I've been told you have two lists. So
I do
feel
have
like
two teams.
You should do one, I should go, and then you should do the second.
Okay, so this one, my main team for Batman's Sinister Six. So a thing with Spider-Man's OG Sinister Six of Dr. Octopus, Mysterio, Kraven, Vulture, Sandman. Oh my god, who am I missing?
Kraven.
I said Kraven. Dr. Octopus, Kraven,
Electro.
Mysterio. Yeah, Electro. I was missing Electro. The thing with that Sinister Six is they have Dr. Octopus. He's the brains, and he's a leader. The others aren't really a leader, and aside from Kraven, don't often support their own entire stories. They're more goons. And a thing I mainly considered with a Batman Sinister Six is a lot of Batman's villains, they don't have powers. So let's say Two-Face and the Penguin teamed up. That's not a problem for Batman, really. That's like, ooh.
Kind of boring.
But yeah, that's sucks and not an issue.
No.
Same if you had so many of his villains don't have powers or are a threat to him in a physical way. So I went with a lot of powered ones.
Okay. And which one is this?
This is my main one. This is my main Sinister Six for Batman, and I have a fun one for after.
Okay.
So number one, this is their Dr. Octopus, their leader. It's Lincoln March. That's from the Court of Owls. He was Owlman /
Yes, okay.
Talon or something. And he's possibly...
Is he still bad?
I think he's still bad, last I read of him.
Okay.
I think he actually maybe died, but it was unclear. I don't know.
He can come back.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
No.
So, oh yeah, and he was Court of Owls, and the Court of Owls have resurrection things going on.
Yeah, he's fine.
Yeah, he's fine. So Lincoln March, possibly Thomas Wayne Jr. He's the bad guy. He's the main leader here. He's going by Owlman in my version of this team. And then he's followed up by another character created during Scott Snyder's run. It's Mr. Bloom. Mr. Bloom, he's tall, he's freaky, he's got powers, and he has self-interests beyond money, but he kind of just wants to do science research, and I think Lincoln March can easily supply that. Next up on my list is Clayface, specifically Matt Hagen Clayface, because he can be motivated for money and whatever, and I don't think his powers are always permanent. He needs to find a source for them. I'm not 100% on that. Alternatively, I can swap him out with Lady Clay, and I'm fine with that. So I got Mr. Bloom, Clayface, and then...
Clayface is your Sandman, I assume?
Yeah, exactly. Clayface is my Sandman. And then Lizard's not on a Sinister Six, but I went with his Batman equivalent with Man-Bat.
He could be the Vulture.
Yeah, that works. He can be the Vulture. So I got Man-Bat there. Just another powered foe for Batman to fight. Not a most exciting villain. He's usually not intelligent in Man-Bat form, so again, he can be manipulated into being on the team somehow through food. I don't know. He was intelligent in the recent Batman and Robin series, but I think they're going to forget that.
He was also intelligent in Justice League Dark when he was a member.
He was intelligent, but he wasn't fully Man-Bat in that. He was like half Bat, because he still had Kirk's mind. In Justice League Dark,
always half Bat?
He was like half transformed.
His name is Man-Bat.
In Justice League Dark, he was specifically half transformed, so he would still have Kirk Langstrom's mind.
Quarter Bat.
Yeah, but in the recent Batman and Robin, it was like an evil persona was intelligent, like a Joe Fixit or something.
Okay.
It was like that. Next up on my list, and this kind of works for a Mysterio, it's Gentleman Ghost.
That's a fun one.
Yeah.
Inspired by you watching Brave and the Bold right now?
Yes.
Yes.
He fights Batman in The Brave and the Bold. I was like, that's good for my Sinister Six team. That works pretty nicely. He is more of a Hawkman bad guy, but he does fight Batman on occasion in other media, because I don't think I've actually read a comic where they fight. But yeah, so I've got Lincoln March, Mr. Bloom, Clayface, Man-Bat, Gentleman Ghost, and my number 6, I wanted a woman on the team, and it is Nocturna. She's got some shadow powers or whatever.
Yeah, I vaguely
She's kind of
know who
goth.
that is. Yeah.
She's powered. It works.
Yeah.
And that's my 6th member for my Sinister Six.
And that's your main team.
That's my main team. Don't look at my secret team.
Okay. I kind of went a similar route with trying to find replacements of the original people.
Okay.
We don't have any crossover except for Clayface, though.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, Clayface is my Sandman.
Yeah.
Obviously, as we just said. My main leader guy, who is going to organize the fights and everything, KG Beast.
Interesting.
And also, he is not powered, but he holds his own against Batman just fine.
Yeah, same with Lincoln March. Like,
Yeah, they're close enough in fighting experience where they don't have to be powered.
KG Beast is the leader of your team, huh?
Yes. I feel that he has the tactical mind to properly get stuff going.
Is he in KG Beast or Commander Star, whatever he was called recently?
I'm not really attached to Commander Star, so in my head he was KG Beast.
Okay. So why are they working for KG Beast, these guys?
I think he has paid all of them.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, cool.
My Mysterio is a pretty easy one. It's Scarecrow.
Okay, yeah.
Fear Gas, the illusions.
Yep.
Simple replacement. My Vulture is a fun one. It's Killer Moth.
Okay.
Because honestly, I see Vulture as a bit of a joke of a Spider-Man villain.
Because he's geriatric and you don't respect the elderly?
He's not much of a threat.
No, he's not. But Killer Moth is transformed into more of a moth monster on occasion.
Not
Not
this
time?
No,
Okay.
he's a regular man with that helmet.
Why is KG Beast recruiting Killer Moth?
Killer Moth has a certain spunk
Yeah, street cred.
that KG Beast can't deny.
Okay, he likes his style. Okay,
Yes.
Okay, checks
He
out.
wants to know where he got those pants from.
Yeah.
And Killer Moth says, I'll let you know if you put me on your team.
Oh, so he's not even being paid.
No.
Okay.
He'll take what he can get.
Yeah.
I didn't actually consider why KG Beast would want Killer Moth. That's a great question. My Electro replacement was Mrs. Freeze.
I almost had Mrs. Freeze on mine.
I really liked her Detective Comics story, and I haven't seen much of her since then.
She died.
At the end of that?
It was in Detective Comics, but I think it was...
Wait, did she come back in Task Force Z?
No, Mr. Freeze came back in Task Force Z. He was also dead.
Goodness. Okay. Well, she can come back too.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
And then... No, also in my head, KG Beast was Kraven as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then my last one, I don't have a Dr. Octopus. I struggled thinking of a Dr. Octopus. I don't have a Dr. Octopus. My last one is Flamingo.
From the Grant Morrison run.
Yeah, because also he seems pretty equal in fighting skill, and I think it'd be cool to have Batman having to fight both KG Beast and Flamingo at the same time. Because I don't know if he would win.
Yeah, that would be pretty
He would need to find a way out of that.
You have 3 non-powered people on that team.
Who? Flamingo, KG Beast.
And Killer Moth.
His part is important.
He's essential to this team.
He is.
Okay.
He's the heart. He holds the team together. Actually, Scarecrow doesn't have powers either.
Oh, yeah.
Mrs. Freeze and Clayface have a lot of work ahead of them.
Mrs. Freeze barely has power.
Doesn't she shoot ice?
Does she naturally shoot ice, or does she have a gun?
I thought she could shoot it.
I don't know.
I was in high school when that came out.
I don't recall.
It was a long time ago. All right. So what's your fun? What makes this one more fun than your previous?
So my second Sinister Six team is my more fun team because it's entirely evil Batmans. Not alternate dimension Batmans or anything, just characters that are exactly like Batman, just evil. So first up on this list, I again have Lincoln March. He's the leader again. His second in command. It's, of course, Catman. Thomas Blake, of course.
Yes.
And then another evil Batman I have here. The Wrath. It's a bit of a deep cut.
I know of him, yeah.
Okay. And then Killer Moth, when he first started, he actually wasn't a joke. He was...
Is he just like Batman?
Yeah, he was... Yeah, when he first appeared, he was just like Batman, and gangsters would hire him to distract Batman while they did crimes. Like, way back. That's his origins.
That's why he dresses like that?
Yeah.
Okay.
But then he became a joke because he's ridiculous.
He looks ridiculous.
And he's named after a moth.
Yeah.
So this is going to be badass Killer Moth on my team.
Okay.
And then I have Black Spider. Black Spider is made to be more like Spider-Man in other media, but he's actually just an assassin guy. He doesn't have powers typically, I'm pretty sure. He's just a really tough dude. And then I have the evil Batman with Prometheus. Do you know Prometheus's origin?
No, I don't.
So he is Bruce Wayne, obviously, the child of 2 billionaires, and they got gunned down by a criminal in an alley. Whereas Prometheus is the son of 2 criminals, and his parents were shot and died in front of him by a bunch of cops.
Oh.
He's the inverse Batman now.
I see. Yeah. I like that.
So that's my all-evil Batman's team. Let us know in the comments whose Sinister Six Batman team is the best one. Here's everything we picked up this week. Starting with the things we got that are the same. We got... you got Avengers? Oh, yeah. Avengers 25. One World Under Doom, issue 3. Absolute Martian Manhunter, issue 2. Batman Hush, issue 159. Green Lantern, issue 22. Superman, issue 25. Justice League, issue 6. And then going on to our more curated, what makes our individual collections unique to us beyond the mass amount that we get that are the same. I've got Magic, the variant cover for issue 4, newest issue of X-Men with number 15, Spider-Man versus Predator, which I am looking forward to reading, number 1, and the Power Fantasy issue 8. And finally, I bought this Sandman Mystery Theater Compendium. I am big on to James Robinson's Starman right now, and I'm about to read James Robinson and Jeff Johns' JSA Compendium, and Sandman fits into all that as a fellow Golden Age hero. And this came out around the same time as Starman.
All right, and I have World's Finest, issue 38, the start of the crossover that is happening with Justice League Unlimited. Wonder Woman, issue 20, first issue of her little Batman team-up that's happening. Summer of Superman special, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Nightwing, and Titans.
Is that Maggie Sawyer on the Nightwing cover?
Yes it is. The Commissioner.
She's still been prominent in that series after Tom Taylor left?
Sort of, yeah.
Yeah.
She's, because he's a little bit anti-police right now, just because they're dealing with gangs in a rather violent way when some of them are just children. So he's sort of fighting against her, sort of still working with her in a complicated relationship kind of way. Yeah. Same with his sister, actually, because crime's getting out of hand and she's thinking of making some rash decisions to take care of crime with some overbearing robot police force.
Is her name Melinda?
Melinda, I think so. Yes.
I like that they brought Maggie Sawyer in as the police commissioner, because Bloodhaven, these Batman-related comics, they always need a police commissioner for them to talk to and whatever. And Maggie Sawyer, I like that she was an existing character they brought in, instead of making a new character to be the commissioner.
It makes it feel more in the universe.
It does.
Yes.
And then it brings in a character that's been left to the wayside into the spotlight in a minor way.
Yeah, well, because what has she been doing since she was created and stopped showing up?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And then if they created a new character, it would have been just another character to be left to the wayside.
I don't think I would have cared about them.
No.
And they would have been forgotten about after Tom Taylor's run.
For sure.
Yeah.
Because the answer for comics, it's not new characters usually. It's finding new purposes for old ones.
One of the pros of comics is continuing a character over and over again.
Because of the continuity.
Yeah. And did you collect the previous Marvel Character versus Predator series?
I didn't get Black Panther versus Predator.
Why not?
Because it was horrible.
What?
It was horrible.
How do you know?
I got the first 2 issues of it.
Really?
I think it was only 4 issues even. And I was like, this is
You
terrible.
got the Wolverine one, though.
I got all of the Wolverine one. That one was good.
What made the Black Panther one horrible?
They were writing Black Panther and his family of characters like their MCU selves.
Oh, I see.
I did not like that. So they were all
A little jokey.
a little too jokey, and that's not a jokey family of characters.
Yeah, I can see that. You have high hopes for the Spider-Man one, though?
I do have high hopes. It's Spider-Man.
Yeah.
Though, they gotta bring Kraven into this.
That would be awesome.
It would be absurd if they didn't have Kraven.
Yeah.
Have Kraven go to Planet Predator or something and start hunting them down.
Kraven should be hunting the Predator while Predator is hunting Spider-Man, and Spider-Man should be hunting Kraven.
A full circle.
A triangle is what I was thinking.
A triangle.
A triangle of hunt.
My word.
You know how hard Kraven would get off to that?
He would.
He would.
Yeah, the hunter.
Once he
being
realizes,
hunted
he's
by,
like, wait, I'm hunting you and you're hunting him and he's hunting me? Oh. Yeah.
That's sick for him. He'd be into it. And that would just be a good story.
It would be.
Yeah. So this is obviously going to be in New York, so probably a ton of Predator 2 references.
Is that the one that happens in New York?
Yeah, I don't think you've seen any Predator movies, actually.
I've seen Predator singular.
You've seen the first one?
First movie. Have you seen the second one?
Yeah.
Is the Predator 2 just called Predator 2? Oh my god. I was thinking of Jason Goes to New York or something.
What?
Isn't the Friday the 13th movie where he goes to New York called Jason Hits New York or something?
It is.
I was thinking Predator 2 was called Predator Goes to New York. I'm caught up in my head now.
I think it is called something like that. I don't think Urban Jungle or something. I hit multiple wrong, but no, it's just called Predator 2. I'm just
Well, Predator Goes to New York would have been a better name.
Predator Goes to New York. Oh wait. Oh, and then the line is he's in town with a few days to kill.
That's good stuff right there.
Are you thinking of Muppets in New York?
I'm thinking of I don't know what I'm thinking of. I just barely know each thing I'm mentioning right now. I don't have actual knowledge of these movies I'm naming right now, so I don't know what I'm thinking of.
Okay.
Well,
I'm not the most knowledgeable. I think Jason in New York is also a movie, but Muppets in New York is also a movie.
You can't be on your phone we can't just run a podcast with 2 people on a phone.
I'll edit it out.
Jason Takes Manhattan. That's what it's called.
What year is Jason Takes Manhattan?
It's peak podcast right here.
89.
I have a good continuing on point.
Okay.
Start again. Of the three who have fought a predator so far, do you think those three could actually take a predator?
The predator was taken down by Dutch, just a normal human man.
Arnold Schwarzenegger?
Yeah,
That's no normal human man.
that's true. True dad, I guess.
How did he? Wasn't he very heavily armed and everything?
At the very end of the movie?
Yeah.
He wasn't as heavily armed at the end. I think he was mostly out of guns.
Oh,
that's
was
when
he
he
shirtless?
That's when he covered himself in mud and had like a little spear that he made or a machete or something.
Right. And then he killed it like that? How does it die in the end?
I have no idea.
There's no way he could take a predator, this normal, regular man, Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I don't remember how
With
he
their
defeats
healing
the predator.
factor and everything?
Do they have a healing factor?
I thought they healed.
I don't know.
Okay, I watched Predator once when I was 10.
You know what I just read?
You read multiple Predator series
I
just now.
also just read Batman versus Predator.
So tell me what their abilities are.
Okay, well, in Batman versus Predator, the Predator got shot with a shotgun and he was fine.
Okay, yeah, that sounds like he can heal.
Okay, he probably has some form of healing pack or
I
whatever.
need to know how the Predator died.
So that one ends, Batman makes a battle armor, and then he kind of defeats the Predator, but then a Predator ship comes, and it's a group of Predators, and since that Predator wasn't killed by Batman, but lost a fight, he then gets killed by his brethren, and they leave Batman a Predator sword as a gift.
So he doesn't really win?
It didn't feel like a clean win.
No, that's fair, though. Predator's a tough cookie. So in the original Predator, Dutch triggers a trap crushing the Predator, then the Predator activates a self-destruct device, resulting in a large explosion that destroys the area. So he didn't even quite kill the Predator either, it destroyed itself.
In Batman versus Predator, Batman has the Predator in a cage, and then he activates the self-destruct thing in his mask and blows up the cage.
And he dies?
He injures both himself and Batman, but the Predator's fine.
How's he okay?
I don't know. He just was.
Okay. So then now that we've gone over that they can blow up face first and be okay, do you think those three characters could take a Predator? Spider-Man, Black Panther,
Easily.
Wolverine? Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess Wolverine, yeah.
And Spider-Man?
Spider-Man always finds a way. Black Panther?
He's pretty tough.
He's pretty tough, but he's definitely way more human than Spider-Man and Wolverine.
Spider-Man Wolverine easy win, but Black Panther had the jungle on his side. The jungles of Wakanda.
Yeah, I'm sure Predators really struggle in the jungle.
Yeah. They do. Probably. Who knows?
Okay, that's fair. Who would you want to be the next character in this run of series?
Okay, next I want Deadpool versus Predator.
That would be good. Well, Punisher.
Yeah, Punisher, Moon Knight,
Oh, I would get the Moon Knight one.
and then I would probably do Daredevil as well, but have Elektra Daredevil there too.
That would be fun.
Yeah, and then I'm probably full with that. Oh,
Do you think Daredevil and Elektra could take a Predator?
well, the hero's always gonna win.
But
Be like-
say they're not helped by it being a title in their name.
So the Predator, a big thing for him is he's got that infrared goggle thing on all the time. And then that would go with Daredevil's sonar sense.
Yeah, Daredevil could like be seeing stuff that the Predator is seeing already as well.
Yeah.
And oh my god, this guy can see like I can see.
And how's Predator sneaking up on Daredevil, you know?
That's
sneaking
true.
up's a big part of the Predator's kit.
Yeah.
You can definitely do a lot more of these Predator versus with Marvel than you can with DC.
Why do you say that? Because a lot of DC would just destroy them immediately?
So all of the main Justice League.
Batman's already done.
Yeah, Batman was it for a Predator fight.
Yeah.
The rest of the Justice League.
Green Arrow.
Okay, yeah. Green Arrow versus Predator. That's good.
Yeah.
Who's your next one?
Stargirl.
You want Stargirl versus Predator?
She might have a challenge.
She can't carry a comic.
The Predator can.
The Predator's carrying the comic?
Between Predator and Spider-Man, Predator is getting these sales, yes.
For the crossover, but I don't think people care to see Stargirl fighting a Predator.
No, I don't think so either. Also, I disagree with what I just said. Spider-Man is getting the sales for this comic.
Okay. All right.
Okay.
Also, I don't think Stargirl can beat a Predator.
Maybe this is the first one
Just
where the hero loses.
Who does she just befriend?
Oh, she just befriended Red Arrow, Miko. It can be both of them.
This is a pipe dream of yours right now.
I know this makes no sense, but can't you see Miko having a better chance against a Predator than Stargirl?
Miko is infinitely tougher than Stargirl.
She's got the staff.
Yeah, she's not a fighter.
No, she's not.
No.
Okay. Well, I was trying to go against what you said about how, like, if it's Superman, the Predator just gets wiped out. And then I said someone who was weaker, and you were like, that's a horrible idea.
You were trying to make conversation.
Yeah,
I
and
get
you
it.
put me
I
down
shut
at
you
every
down.
turn.
Yeah.
And then
You
I kept
forgot
on trying to...
Nightwing
What are you talking about?
versus Predator.
Oh, I thought you said I forgot to share about this comic. No, why would I do Nightwing right after you
I
just
don't
said
know.
Batman?
Yeah,
was-
that'd be lame.
Yeah, okay, we go do Robin and Red Robin and Red
Red-
Hood and Batgirl and
yeah.
Batgirl and Batgirl.
Yeah.
Oh, great idea.
That's what DC does anyways.
It is.
Do you think Beast Boy could turn into a Predator if he saw a Predator?
That's a fun idea.
I
And
feel
you just brought me to the next DC series. What were you saying first?
confident he could turn into a xenomorph. I don't know if he could turn into a Utana. I don't know if they're called Utahs. Let us know what the Predator alien species is called.
Yes. And I think the next one could be Predator versus the Doom Patrol.
I would like that
They're
one.
weak enough,
Yeah, that would be a fun one.
right?
Frame it like a horror movie.
Yeah,
Yeah, that'd be good. That'd be good stuff.
that would be good stuff. I got a third one.
There you go.
I almost said the new Teen Titans, but then I thought like they have Wally and everything. And Starfire and Donna Troy. It wasn't going to go well for the Predator. I was forgetting about all of the heavy hitters there.
I think a fun thing that DC should do is they're owned by Warner Brothers, obviously, and they already do Batman Scooby-Doo team up as an ongoing comic all the time. They should introduce a bunch of Hanna-Barbera Cartoon Network character and just have them actually exist in the DC universe.
I feel like that would make a mess of things.
Okay, here's my plan.
Okay.
A Ben 10 comic set in the DC universe.
I would enjoy that, and he could be a Titan.
Yeah, I would get every issue of that.
That would be so much. Like it could be like the current Sonic comic, where it's like it could have nothing to do with DC, but if there was just a random Ben 10 DC comic, I would get that. They could do so much. That's a great idea. He could raise Flash as Accelerate.
He could, and then it adds a bunch of alien lore to DC because DC has space lore, but they strangely don't have as much as Marvel.
Yeah, that's true. They do need some more, I guess. And then Ben could scan some new aliens, become Tamaranian.
He could
end up with no clothes.
Yeah.
He's like, what's going on here?
Why would he have no clothes?
Because Starfire never has clothes.
Oh, and that's just part of Tamaranian culture.
I assume so.
Okay. And then you could do the same. Just put the Powerpuff Girls in the DC universe. Say Townsville's just another town in America that exists, and they fight crime there. Have it all just be one Earth.
The Powerpuff Girls would be fun too. Do you think Ben 10 or the Powerpuff Girls would win in a fight?
I think Ben 10 wins any fight.
Yeah?
Yeah.
I think Ben 10 or the Justice League.
Late series Ben 10, when he mastered the Omnitrix.
What do you mean?
He was unstoppable.
Like the end of Ultimate Alien?
I'm talking about Omniverse, sir.
Omniverse? Did you watch Omniverse?
No! I've seen clips on Instagram, though.
We need to start talking about things we know something about.
No.
No. I refuse as well.
Okay. So Powerpuff Girls, nothing in Powerpuff Girls really conflicts with what already exists in the DC universe. It would just add. It just works.
Yeah, I like
Throw them in there.
How powerful are they?
They're a bunch of Superman-powered little girls.
Okay.
They have fewer powers, though.
That's fun, though. That's a fun idea.
And Cartoon Network has a bunch of other superheroes. You could have Dexter there, and he hangs out with a teenage toy man. The only problem with Dexter is he has those superheroes that are the Avengers, like Valhalla.
I actually know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
I watched No Dexter, but I've heard of that, yeah.
Let's just say they don't exist. Just
Yeah.
have Dexter and Monkey there.
But they couldn't just be firmly in the universe.
Why not?
That makes no sense.
Why?
Why did no heroes show up in any of those shows? Why has there never been any mention
Oh,
of the
okay,
Powerpuff
okay.
Girls in the DC comics?
The shows don't exist quite as they were as in the show, but they reintroduce them into the DC universe.
Oh,
So
you mean a new start for them?
Yeah, and they have a new start there, but they have like the general same origins and whatever.
Okay, that would be fun.
I think that would sell as well.
That would be pretty cool. Yeah.
And then as a kid, you always want to see a cartoon crossover.
Yeah.
And they never really had major crossovers. They had like cameos. Make a Cartoon Network superhero team in the DC universe. I don't know what they're called.
Yeah, was there any cartoon crossovers?
They would have cameos, and there was the Kids Next Door and Grim Adventures full crossover.
Okay, that happened?
Yeah, but I wouldn't include the Kids Next Door in the DC universe. Just the more. They're a little too silly.
Yeah.
I like that show, but they're too silly. We're not doing whole universe. We're doing strictly fully superheroes.
It would be cool to have them crossing over the other shows. Like when Sweet Life on Deck, Hannah Montana, and Wizards of Waverly Place all crossed over.
Wizards on Deck with Hannah Montana.
Yeah, I really thought they really phoned it in with Hannah Montana's inclusion in that title. Wizards on Deck, banger name. With Hannah Montana, pretty lame.
It worked better with the first one. The That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana.
If that's the actual name, I don't know if it does work better.
That works better.
That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana.
Because the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody at the time. It wasn't on deck.
But That's So Sweet Life of Hannah Montana just doesn't make sense as a sentence.
That's so sweet life. Yeah, it is. Like, oh, that's so the sweet life.
You know, it should have been
of
Sweet
Hannah
Life
Montana.
of Raven and Hannah. That's horrible.
Yeah, that doesn't roll off the tongue at all. Are you a fan of Disney Channel crossovers? Let us know.
If you're not, you're wrong.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think didn't Shake It Up and Good Luck Charlie have a crossover as well? Is that correct?
That is correct. I don't know if they had a special name, though, or if they just showed up in Shake It Up or something. Because I don't think it happened in Good Luck Charlie.
Okay.
But that was a great time.
And then other notable crossovers, they aren't live action ones. They're on the Stitch TV show. He was visited by the kids from Recess.
That's fun.
I didn't think that one made sense. Lilo and
Why
Stitch
not?
was set in modern times, and Recess was back in the day, I thought, watching it. I don't know.
What made you think that?
I always thought it took place during a recession post-war.
It could just be a poor area.
No.
Okay.
And then who else showed up?
Post-World War.
That's what's happening in Recess, I'll have you know.
Yeah, you can see that, yeah.
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 And then Kim Possible showed up on Stitch as well.
That's cool.
But did Cartoon Network not have any other actually superhero characters? Who's all in Punch Time Explosion?
Samurai Jack.
Yeah, sure. Throw him in like Commodities Time? I don't know. It's not major. Commodities Time doesn't have a ton of intelligent humans, but
Or he just
it's a little further either.
Samurai Jack could go on his own adventure that puts him through time as he does, and he just ends up in the DC.
And that's how they fix the continuity of the DC universe.
No idea where you jumped there, but there was a jump. What are you talking about?
I don't know. Okay, Samurai Jack. You see?
How did they fix? What does Samurai Jack fix?
Like that's just when they show the whole timeline in order.
Oh my god! I see
Samurai Jack jumping through portals,
and then just everything that gets changed, or that's something that shouldn't have been changed, it doesn't change anymore because Samurai Jack changed it back to normal. Yeah, Samurai Jack's pretty cool.
He's a cool guy. Nickelodeon might have more superheroes that I would include than Warner Brothers, but that doesn't. It seems odd.
Who does Nickelodeon have?
For Nickelodeon, I would do
Danny Phantom.
Yeah, Danny Phantom easy. XJ9 from My Life as a Teenage Robot. LT Gray. And then they weren't on as long. And then I think Robot Boy is Nickelodeon. I'm 100% on that. And then I would put Invader Zim as a bad guy in the universe.
Is Invader Zim positive?
No.
He'd just be the regular guy, just a bad guy. He'd be bad as well.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
One of those guys. A lot of them exist.
Yeah.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
The Crimson Chin.
That's a great one.
That would be the Tick type character in the universe.
That would be good.
All right, so that has been the 5th episode of Kicking Trees, Canada's premier comic book podcast. We discussed the Batman Sinister Six and a whole lot of cartoon superheroes and the Disney Channel crossovers. Thanks for tuning in, and we will catch you next Monday.